Hey, a classic here from the Beatles. This is Norwegian Wood. Have a listen. You know it. So we're incorporating melody with the strumming in that. It's such an important skill. Hey, welcome back. Shane here with you from Guitar at Work. Glad to be back. Thanks for all your comments. Thanks for subscribing, and that's meant a great deal. Thumbs up have meant the world here as well. Norwegian Wood by the Beatles, and such an important tune. There's only 2 parts to it, and I want to talk about how to break it down, how to get it going step by step so you don't feel overwhelmed. And we should have some good success with it. Notice I have a capo on the 2nd fret. Grab your capo on the 2nd fret. As always, I'll send you to patreon.com/guitaratwork to grab a couple of sheets here. And there's many songs up there you can grab. There's a song sheet and a detail sheet that's got all the things that I'll be referring to the whole way through. I'll remind you that Patreon does not have to be a lifelong commitment. There's tons of songs. I've lost count up there. And join us there. We'll do a full play-along at the end and also do a slow-speed play-along about midway just to give you a fighting chance, and you can work up to the full-speed play-along. But again, thanks for coming back, guys. Your thumbs up. Please subscribe and all that good YouTube stuff. Happy to be here. Let's grab a D chord. You're on a D. Capo 2, there's your D chord. Now I'm going to go to the detail sheet here. I'm looking at the detail sheet. I'm just going to play the melody. Listen to this. It's a melody interspersed with some strumming, which I'll call percussion. So here's just the melody. That's really what's going on. Now if I surround that with some chicka chickas, check it out. Chicka chicka. Chicka chicka. Chicka chicka. One more time. Chicka chicka. Chicka chicka. Chicka chicka. Chicka chicka. There we go. So the chicka chickas, of course, is an easy way to count, but you really need the melody first. I've done this song a million times in private lessons, and I think when I see people diving into trying to get the strumming along with the melody at the very same time before they get the melody off the ground, that is often where we crash and burn. This is a great one to sing and play at the same time. And I think you'll find you can do it. So let me grab this melody here and join me if you can. I'm looking at the detail sheet. The 2, it says that there's a D chord over top, D chord written over top. So I've got a D shape here on the 2nd fret, from the capo, of course. When you see that 2, that's saying the 2nd fret on the G string. Now your finger's already there. That can be confusing with that. Your finger is already there. So I'm just going to play that note. The note underneath that's circled is your left-hand finger number. That, of course, is there when you're playing a D. So it's almost too much information. There's a 2. Now, Mr. Pinky, it's got to go to the 4th fret. You leave your shape there. The D shape is there. Mr. Pinky goes to the 4th fret of that G. Now, watch out. If you're trying that and, oh, that's it. We're done. We're done. My pinky doesn't work that way. I've seen that a time or two, believe me. If your thumb is up high like that, even with the length of these digits, I cannot get that pinky over. If your thumb's over, which it often is on a D, to shut down or to use that low E string, bring your wrist all the way down like that, all the way down. Your fingers are standing up in their tippy toes, and all of a sudden, whoa, you've got that what we call Van Halen pinky. That curl in the pinky is very good technique. There is a bona fide technique when you have thumb over like that, but it will kill you in this one. You're doomed. If your thumb is over, doomed. So there's your D. You got your pinkies going there, 4th fret. So here's your top, 2. Pinky's going to the 4th fret of the G. Take pinky off, you get the 2 again. Then open G, get rid of the 1st finger. So here's your first 2 bars. And I'm going to end it here on the 4th fret of the D string. And look at that shape. We've got sort of a mutated D going on. Now some people are already thinking, and I know you are, and you know who you are, that there's a hammer. It's like, yes, there is a hammer. Let's get to that in the next section. All we're looking for here are the islands to swim to. Here it is from the top. 2, 4, 2, 0, and down to the 4. Hang there. Now, 1st finger, 2nd fret, D string. It's all on your sheets, guys. Go grab them. Open G to the 4 and the D. That's the end of the 1st line. Here's the 1st line again, slowly. All based around that D shape. 4th bar. Next line is open D. Just go to your regular D shape. Open A. Now here's what we're going to shift. I'm going to take my middle finger like a Sweet Home Alabama move and go. See, I'm on the 3rd fret of that A string. And you'll see a finger number 2 written there. Open G, down to 2nd fret of the A, and then open A. Okay, top. Here it is, 3, 4. 4, 2, 0, 4. Wait there. 2, 0, 4. Here's your second line. D shape again. Open A. Here's the big move. Middle finger's moving over. G string open. And second fret of that A. Open A. There it is. Now, let me do it in real time. Now, you should maybe stop tape right there. And if that's challenging for you, it's brand new, so it probably will be. Grab those sheets and just go through that. We're going to need that as we move along. So here we go. Here's the top. 3, 4. 2, 3. Chicka, chicka. Chicka. Ideally, you can do that. But moving right now, stop tape, do the come back and see us. We'll move into now, if I add the percussion, which is the easiest thing to do, all that space that we had, space, space, we filled that up with percussion, and it's chicka chicka most of the time. Here's, I'm in the third line where it says main riff with strumming added. Okay, so here we are, 2, chicka chicka. You're seeing a down up there, so chicka chicka. And here's the hammer. That's where you're picking that second fret, pinky goes and hammers on. Now that can be tricky, and I see people wasting so much time trying to nail that. If that is the impediment right now, skip it and just play the normal 4, okay? It's not the end of the world. The hammer will come. It will come. So here's the top. Chicka, chicka. I'll do the hammer. So a little H over top. And here's your chicka chicka. To the 2, open G. D string now. Next line, open D. Open A. Chicka, chicka, down. Chicka, chicka. It can be strange to not do it rhythmically because it kind of takes things out of context. If you stop, for instance, here, you think, okay, is that right? And you strum it. Ooh, it's harsh, but it's not harsh in context, right? Music is tension and release. So let me play it very, very slowly in time. We'll talk about how to fatten it up too. Right now we're individualizing that melody. We're going to fatten that up here in a second. And then count you in again. Here it is last time. 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm trying to be, because we're trying to nail that melody, I'm trying to be very precise and hit those melody notes. Most of the time I did okay, but we need to fatten it up a bit. How about in the very first note, the 2 that you're saying, if I played the D string and the G string, it fattens it up. Instead of just lonesome old note, what if I go, here we go. Now same thing, D and G strings. Here that fattens it up, so if I just loosely, now that I feel like I know the melody, thicker, but watch out, you can lose the melody in the strum if the strum overtakes, right? So err on the side of melody and let that naturally kind of occur. Don't look for that in a 5-minute practice session or 10-minute practice session. Hey, so I'll assume you have that, guys. Now, what I'm going to call, the song form itself is called a tagline chorus. There's no bona fide chorus. At the end of each verse, he sings the words Norwegian Wood. So we would assume that's called a tagline chorus. The part that I'll refer to as the chorus, though, so we can communicate, I've bolded here and put in italics. I'll call that the chorus. That's when he goes D minor. We go into a straight strum. We're in 3/4 time here, so it's going to go 1, D minor, 1, 2, and 3, and 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, to a G. 4 G's, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. So the strumming pattern is down, down, up, down, up. That makes a bar. So you're going 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2. There's 4 of those on the D minor. Back to G. 4 of those. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. Back to D minor. So I looked around and I noticed. Now here, this is cool. There are a couple of fingerings for E minor 7 on your sheet. My ring finger is already in the right spot, so I'm going to do this. I wouldn't normally play my E minor that way, but in this case it makes sense. E minor, and I've got the third finger on the third fret of that B string. That makes it E minor 7th. You're getting 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 2. And A7, I think we all know, drag your ring finger back. That's the beauty of it. Kind of that economy of motion is what we're calling that. And then you're back into the main riff. I sat on the road, biding my time, drinking her wine. Only 2 sections, the main riff section, which is the verse, and the chorusy bit. I'm calling it the chorus anyway, so we can agree on that or disagree. So that's it, guys. That is it. That's all. I'm going to use the BeatBuddy as a metronome, okay? I'll use the BeatBuddy as a metronome. I'm always saying it's so much more fun than a metronome, but it can also function as a basic metronome. So instead of cluttering things up, it comes in at 184 beats a minute. That's cooking. I'm going to bring it down to 154, which is just a matter of dialing that guy back. 154 as we go through. I'll do the main riff twice, the intro, and then the first verse and a chorus. And that should be okay for the slow play-along, what I'm calling the slow play-along. And then we'll do a full speed one. So here, if we go, do what you can. Now, the big thing about play-alongs is try to get back in. If you miss, if you get tangled up in the main riff, wait for the next occurrence of it. Just sit there, load it up on a D, ready to go again. Hey, you may miss it again. That's all part of the process. So if I get the metronome going, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Hear the accent on 1? 1. That's an easy setting. You just dial it up. I want a metronome in 3. You're fine. So here comes your intro. There's main riff twice. Here it is. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And again, still the intro. First verse, main riff twice. I once had a girl. I say she once had me. Next line, main riff again. She showed me the room, isn't it good? Norwegian Wood. Now, chorusy bit, D minor. Asked me to stay and she told me to sit anywhere. 2, 3, D minor again. So I looked around and I noticed E minor 7 isn't shared. A7, I'll do another main riff twice. Next verse. I sat on the road, biding my time, drinking her wine. One more. We talking to her, and then she said, it's time for bed. Okay, that brings us to the instrumental section, which is just the main riff again. So I'll bring it up to 184 again. So you know what you need to do. If you struggle with that at 154, you're definitely going to struggle at it at 184. So take the time. It may take you a few days, whatever it's going to take to get in there. Hey, and I'll tell you, you're going to miss a lot of stuff with your right hand. You'll miss a string. You'll miss the string you're looking for. You got to keep going. Okay, you know what? That keeps on happening. No matter how long you're playing guitar, you're going to miss stuff. Your ability to keep moving, and maybe those mistakes, they get less and less noticeable. You get better at kind of covering things up. So here's a full speed play along. Do what you can. Do what you can. Nobody's going to get hurt. We're at 184 beats a minute. Here's the intro twice. Guys, go grab those sheets at patreon.com/guitaratwork. And again, a BeatBuddy is fantastic and proudly affiliated with Singular Sound. And I've got the Aeros Looper as well. We won't need that today, but we've used it in tens of other videos, dozens of other videos. So check that out. That's the Aeros Gold Edition Looper. And if you use a promo code GAW10, you get 10% off, and it helps us support this channel, so thanks for that. So that's the BeatBuddy and the Aeros Looper. The links are in the description below, and that's all I have to say. Oh yeah, go to Patreon and get those sheets. Here it comes. 1, 2, 2. Oh man, that's moving. Intro twice. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Verse 1. I once had a girl, or should I say, she once had me. She showed me her room, isn't it good? Norwegian Wood. I looked around and I noticed E minor 7 on chair, A7, main riff again, next verse. I sat on the rug, biding my time, drinking her wine. We talked until 2, and then she said, it's time for bed. Instrumental, main riff twice. One more. Second chorus coming. Here we go. She told me she worked it on and started to laugh. D minor. Told her I didn't. Crawled off to sleep in the back. E minor 7, A7, main riff. And when I awoke, I was alone. This bird had flown. So I wondered if I wasn't it Norwegian Wood. Now main riff once. And they ended cleanly on the D. The outro is this. Main riff. And just a nice big spray on that D. Good. Hey, I know that's clipping by, guys. I know that's clipping by, but this one, if you're a guitar player like a lot of us, who you're just strumming chords, right, and accompanying your voice, if you don't sing, okay, so sometimes you're just strumming chords, you need a singer behind you, you're playing to recordings or whatever. This is nice because it actually has a melody. And the control that it gives you is well worth the effort, okay? It's well worth the effort. So go grab those, grab your sheets, patreon.com/guitarwork, grab yourself a BeatBuddy. Always fun. Thank you for subscribing. Subscribing means the world. Sort of thumbs up and all your comments and suggestions, and sometimes even your complaints. Yes, sometimes. So I appreciate it, guys. We'll see you again very soon, okay? I'll bring this on. Oh, ah.